Hello, 8th graders. Today, I want to talk to you about a few important things that you will need to know before starting high school. We will discuss what a day at the high school looks like, as well as what a credit is and how you earn one. We'll then talk about graduation requirements, GPA, and the importance of starting to think about your future career interests. Let's get started with talking about a day at the high school. West Noble High School runs on a semester schedule. Semesters have two 18-week terms. Semester 1 will go from August to December, and Semester 2 will go from January to May. You and your parents will be able to see your report card on Skyward every 9 weeks. Students will have the opportunity to take 7 classes each semester. So, you'll have the same 7 classes from August to December, and then when you come back from winter break, you will start taking 7 different classes from January to May. Lastly, you will have the option of selecting LRC for one of your 7 classes each semester. For those of you who don't know what LRC is, it is a study hall period. For freshmen who achieve a GPA of 3.5 or higher on their 9-week report card, their study hall period turns into UT. UT stands for unstructured time. Unstructured time is basically a study hall with some more freedom. If you have UT, you are allowed to choose your location for study hall. So, instead of sitting in the study hall classroom, you may choose to go to the library, the game room, or the commons. There are also some extra privileges with UT, such as being able to use your phone, listen to music, or talk with your friends. When you get the papers to start picking your 9th grade classes, you will be strongly encouraged to select a study hall period. If the only way that you can fit band, orchestra, or choir into your schedule next year is by giving up your LRC period, then we will make special arrangements with you to make that possible. The next item that we are going to discuss is credits. Credits are points that you earn for passing a class. Each class that you take will be worth a credit. If you pass a class, you get a credit. Please look at the example on the screen. Freshman English is called English 9. You will take English 9A during first semester. If you pass English 9A, you will earn 1 credit. English 9B will be taken during second semester. If you pass English 9B, you will earn another credit. So, at the end of your freshman year, you will have earned 2 total credits in English. If you do not pass a class, you will not earn a credit. At the high school, any class that is not passed will need to be retaken. This means that we will keep putting you in the same class until you achieve a passing grade and therefore earn your credit. Freshmen will have the opportunity to earn 14 credits per year. In the next video that you'll watch, you will learn more about credits and how many credits are required for graduation. Speaking of graduation, let's talk about graduation requirements. There are 3 requirements to earning a high school diploma. We call these 3 requirements boxes. You will need to check all 3 boxes in order to earn your diploma. Box 1 says that you will need to complete all of the required academic courses for an Indiana diploma. I'm not going to spend much time discussing the academic courses at this time because the next video that you'll watch will describe all of the requirements. Let's move on. The Box 2 requirement says that you need to learn and demonstrate employability skills. Some of you may be asking, what does that mean? In order to be employed at a job in the future, you will need to have a certain set of skills. And one of the most important skills that you will need to have when you have a job is reliability and dependability. This means that your employer can count on you to show up to work every day. It means that you're able to commit to something for an extended period of time. So, how do you prove that you can commit to something when you're still in high school? You can do this in several ways. You can commit to playing a sport for a season and show up to every practice and every game. You can commit to joining a club and showing up to every meeting that club has. You can get a summer job and prove that you can work that job for the whole summer. You'll watch a different video that explains all of the ways that you can meet your Box 2 requirement. The Box 2 requirement is the easiest requirement to meet, even though it might sound intimidating right now. The last thing that you will need to do is complete your Box 3 requirement. The Box 3 requirement says that you will need to complete a pathway for success after high school. This can sometimes be tricky to understand because there are lots of different options based on your strengths as a student. I will be speaking to you about the most common ways in which you can meet this requirement in a later video. The next thing you need to know before starting high school is GPA. GPA stands for Grade Point Average. GPA is a number that represents your academic performance. That number represents how well or how high you scored in all of your classes on average. If you look at the screen, each grade that you earn has a point value. An A is worth 4 points, and a D is worth 1 point. If a student says their GPA is 4.0, then this means that they have earned very high grades in all of their classes on average. If a student says their GPA is 1.0, then this means that they have earned very low grades in all of their classes on average. Let's look at an example of how, specifically, GPA is calculated. The classes that you see on the left represent a typical freshman schedule. Next to each class, you'll see the letter grade that the student earned in each of these classes. Remember from the last screen, I said that each letter grade has a point value associated with it. In my example, this student earned a B in English, which is worth 3 points. They earned a C in art, which is worth 2 points. They had another B in biology, which is worth 3 points. They got an A in both algebra and phys ed, and an A is worth 4 points. Lastly, they got a C in Spanish, which is worth 2 points. Now that we know which number goes with each letter grade, we simply add the numbers up. 3 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 equals 18 total points. Now we need to find the average, so we will divide the total number of points by the number of classes. So 18 points divided by 6 total classes equals a 3.0 GPA. When you're at the high school, you will hear us talk about GPA a lot. Why is it so important? GPA can be used for many things. Like I mentioned earlier, GPA is what qualifies students for UT. Freshmen must have a GPA of 3.5 or higher in order to qualify for UT. Next, some employers will look at your GPA when they're deciding whether or not they want to hire you. Employers want to hire students with a good GPA because that shows the employers that you know how to work hard. GPA is also very important for getting into colleges. Many schools have a minimum GPA requirement in order to be admitted. If your GPA is below the requirement, you might not get accepted to that college. Also, GPA qualifies you for dual credit courses. Dual credit courses are the most difficult classes that you can take at the high school. They are classes that are taught just like college classes. If you want to be really prepared for college and your GPA is high enough, you may be able to sign up for dual credit classes when you're a sophomore, junior, or senior. Scholarships also look at GPA. Scholarships give you free money to pay for your college tuition. The higher your GPA is, the more free money that you might get for college. Lastly, vocational programs look at GPA. Some of you might have older siblings or friends who attend a vocational program at Impact Institute. They go to their vocational program to learn about a specific job for half of the school day. If you think you want to go to a vocational program when you're a junior or senior, you must have an average GPA or better. The last topic that we will discuss in this video is career interests. Throughout high school, the guidance department wants you to be continually thinking about your plans for the future. This does not mean that we expect you to have everything figured out, but we do want you to be continually exploring the possibilities that are available to you. Even if you don't know what jobs you may want in the future, being aware of your likes and dislikes will be very helpful. For example, saying, "I know I want a job where I get to work with people," or "I know I want a job where I have to work with my hands," is a great start to being self-aware about your career interests. Knowing your career interests helps you to select classes that can best prepare you for your future. For example, if you know you want a career in the medical field, then we can help you select an anatomy class during high school. Also, knowing your interests will help you to select the best extracurricular opportunities. For instance, if you are interested in a career as an engineer, then we would be able to encourage you to join the robotics club. Remember, we are not expecting you to have it all figured out, but we are expecting you to have ideas about your likes and your dislikes so we can guide you in the right direction. This concludes the video about general high school information. In the next video, you will learn about the specific classes that you will need to take in order to get your Indiana diploma.